Hi, this is Highly Functional Autistic Johnny. It is the 8th of the 2nd to 18. Ooh, another 101 Aspergis101.com review. And I got about 4 of them, roughly 3 or 4 of them to go through. So one is about college, which is different in the UK than it is America, because most colleges in the UK is in between high school and uni, but in America, college is more like uni, and in UK, unless you're going to a prestigious art college, which is like uni in London or something, it's not the same. You know, it's like people who couldn't do their GCSEs or A-levels, so they have an in-between to get to uni for another year or 2 or 3, in my case. Okay, so it says self-determination in college, success with Asperger's. So Indianapolis, in Indianapolis, were focused on support of students with ASD in higher education. Dena Garsler, Adelphi University, Dr. Laureen Timmerman, Ball State University, and Jackie Clark and Rebecca Hansen, Marshall University, carried out a panel discussion on the topic titled Panel members discussed challenges related to success for students in higher education, the best practice support strategies that can help overcome challenges. Yeah, I think going to uni made me more sociable, but made me put more independent study into my work. And how to balance the project works more better. So goal-directed, self-regulated, autonomous behaviour was the goal for an article about self-determination in 1998. Yes, because when you're at uni, self-determination is quite prevalent. It's something that gets you more prepared for the real world, kind of. Especially when you get into... I never got into... I stuck to undergrad. The highest level I got to was honours degree. I never got to masters. I didn't really want to do a masters after my accident I had, really. But the self-determination, there's other ways I could go around that without taking a PhD, really. Because if you look at life is to live on your own is is determination within itself, really, to break away from family, to live more independently, to grow it. That helps you to grow as a person. I know not all autistic people might manage it the same, but autistic and Asperger's, but it depends on the person again. How they interact, because everyone sees me differently. I know groups of different people, and they all see me slightly differently. Perception is in the eye of the beholder, kind of. Yep, like I just said, Dr. Timmerman suggests that the development of self-determination skills necessary for college and high school students should 1. Learn to become more independent. That's exactly what I said. Especially in regard to making their own decisions. Exactly what I said. Understand how to regulate their behaviour in difficult situations, which I try and do that on a daily basis with my projects and things, which gets absolutely hectic. To deal with stresses, definitely. Know their strengths, weaknesses, interests and preferences. Yes, definitely like to research into them. And it can be quite hard to self-analyse yourself, but it's not without a lack of trying. Have a confidence in their abilities to successful and meet goals. Yes, I have goals, but because certain circumstances, it's harder to reach those goals if I'm doing 5 or 6 other things at once, and you have 4 or 5 goals going in tandem, and sometimes they overlap. So where does the goal begin and end? For me, it gets hectic, like an interchange on a railway. Hectic. Yes. Number 1, 2, 3, 4. Have confidence in the ability to successful. Oh, I've said that one. Okay. And that was that article. Mark Ellison, EDD, is a licensed professional counsellor, LPC, and an approved licensed professional supervisor who have worked nearly 30 years to provide person-centered support services and advocacy to individuals who live with autism spectrum disorder, their families, and those who support them. He has supported individuals with ASD through their lifespan as they move to the community from state-supported institutions, search for and obtained employment. I mean, university was interesting for me because, unlike normal people, because the cinematography and the film people I worked with didn't realise, probably couldn't realise I was autistic, because I came off normal, sort of normal, and it took me twice as long to get used to routine and getting things done goal oriented than they did, and I remember absolutely failing in my first semester. I had to retake all but one module, and I remember one of my motion capture games design friends looking at me and saying, "So you haven't completed the motion capture stuff?" And then he says, "Oh, you're screwed. You're never going to make it. That's the end. You're done." He says it's impossible. And so I retried that, and I've completed all 3 tasks within less than 2 weeks on retry. And I got because this marking system is very, on a second attempt, is stuck to only 4%, so you can only pass. They can't show you if you get a merit or a distinction on a retry, so you don't know how good you really are compared to if you did it like that the first time around, which makes it really confusing for me. Seems that the system that they did for Stafford Uni for retries is really bad, because it doesn't give you the full sense of how well you did if you did it for the first time. On a retry, they can only give you no more than 4, which is a pass, which is really weird. But yeah, I passed them all, and I proved this lad wrong. And then on my second semester, I got really ridiculously, retardedly good. I would say autistically... I don't know if it was my autism that kicked in, that adjusted it to make it... Because I had high marks in my second semester of my first year, and completed everything with high marks, and in less than 2 weeks I completed everything, I believe. Everything I needed to do on an individual level, but when it came to group, I think it maybe lasted a week or 2 longer, but I completed that in the group, if you know what I mean. So, and like I said, it's a process, so it took me that first semester to get used to how to doing it, and applied it to my second semester. That's why I did really well in my second semester. And I think in my second semester I got used to this thing where in my head I was like, right, if I get this, the sooner I get this done, the more time I have for myself. But I did it in a way that was efficient enough so I don't slum it, right? So I don't get a bad mark. And I think the editing and the graphic design helped, because I had previous understanding of that in my first, when I was at college, 2 years before, and I did graphic design, so I got a high 12 out of 15, a distinction. No, 14 out of, it was either 14 or 12, but it was high. It was a high distinction for that. And my 3D modelling creatures, which I spent all night for, and I got used to like only having 4 hours of sleep and then waking up and then finishing it like a soldier. You know, you do your rounds. It's the same brain chemistry. But yeah, I found that kind of interesting. It's always, being autistic, it's like people seem to think, well, the man didn't know I was autistic, but he didn't seem to think I had a chance in hell of completing the course or the first semester. because I messed it up so bad in the first semester. But you know, it's all blown over now, and I did prove them all wrong. It's kind of strange, because just getting used to socializing with other people for the first time in that manner, and you know, meeting deadlines of that manner, just okay. Peace.